Hi guys, thank you for joining me for another video. In this one, I just have a bit of a speed paint of a swan in gouache. And as with a lot of my gouache paintings, it looks like it came together a lot better than it felt at the time. I feel that gouache's ugly stage seems to be quite extensive for me, and it takes me a while to get out of it, but as long as I get out of it in the end, I suppose. But yeah, I wanted to actually speak about something else. I just wanted to have a bit of a chat about what's been happening these past few weeks and how art has sort of helped me get through them. So I've been working from home now for about a couple of months or so, and while I initially thought that this would be a cakewalk for me, being the introverted homebody that I am, it actually got a bit tougher than I assumed. So thankfully my day job hasn't been impacted by what's happening with COVID-19, and I don't know if that will change, but at the moment I'm pretty okay with from that sort of regard. But then I guess that's why I assumed that this whole just staying at home thing would be fine. But I guess that's not really how these things work, especially if it's a situation that is new. And logic really only goes so far in these cases. And I guess it's only after I was told that I can't get out that I realized that the few instances where I would go out and see friends and colleagues, that was actually essential to my ability to stay home and be productive. And I didn't realize that until it was taken away. So, go figure. What didn't surprise me, though, is just how beneficial art has been, I think, to my continued sanity. So I actually live alone. I do see my family who live quite nearby, but they're the only ones who I've seen in a sort of semi-regular basis. But I think art is probably the main reason why this could have been much worse, but it's not as bad as it could have been, I suppose. So I've always used art to distress, and Myra did speak about the value of art to reduce anxiety in a previous video, which we'll link to, but it sort of still surprises me even now. So in a previous life, I worked in a very high pressure, quite stressful environment, and I did that for a long time, I think about 6.5 years. And the only reason I didn't absolutely lose my head was because each day after I'd get home, I'd have dinner, and then I'd basically sit at my desk and just paint or draw for hours. And all the stresses and the anxieties of the day would sort of propel me in that flow state, where I would just lose track of time, and I would need to just drag myself away from my sketchbook, come midnight, just to go straight back to sleep and then go to work the next day. And I think that was essential, really, because those were hours of each day where I wasn't thinking about what had happened during the day and what was going to happen the next day. So it really tempered, I think, the levels of anxiety that I may have had. In my case now, I admit to doing something a bit silly, which is starting the quarantine thinking that, by the time this lockdown ended, I should master such and such medium or such and such subject. So I gave myself homework. And that was a bit of a mistake because, again, I think normality was sort of the reason why I was being creative, like coming up with designs that ended up being completed paintings, or pieces that had to be created with certain mediums that were going to be light fast and last a long time, and ones that abide by, say, the rules when it comes to, say, oils, so that they didn't crack. And, forget all that. I think just create. Just throw things at a piece of paper and see what you get. And as soon as I changed my mentality, everything just got better. So I want to know what's been happening with you. I hope you've all been doing okay, and for those of you who are making art, I hope that you are enjoying the process of creation and not worrying so much about the end product. I will hopefully have another video for you soon. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see. I have a lot of ideas, but in what order I film them, I'm not too sure. So just let me know if you have any questions. And again, I hope you're doing okay, and we'll chat later. Bye bye.